Piet from Tube Ad Systems. Today we're going to talk about how to get your YouTube video ads profitable as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and map out the most basic funnel or basic elements here. So of course you have your targeting, your placements, how you're targeting these people. And then, of course you have your ad. And then of course you have your funnel, whether it goes to, like a free offer first, or it goes right to a paid offer. You can test both those, and then of course, making it profitable. So obviously, to make it profitable, so when we're paying for views here, we need to make this whole thing streamlined so that we get a cost per customer lower than how much we make per revenue. So if the cost per customer, let's say was $15, and then the revenue per sale on that customer was average $30, that way we make $15, each time, and then for each customer we scale it, keep getting more and more and more, just getting tons of those per day, per week, per month, scaling up to a profit level. And keep finding ways to target and do that. So how do we achieve this profitability, getting a customer for cheaper than, how much we make per sale? Well, first, obviously the targeting. So the more targeting, it's going to be better. Increasing the conversion rate to the purchase is going to make it cheaper per customer. Also, lower cost per click or cost per view is going to then less advertising costs. That's going to make the cost per customer cheaper and make it more profitable as well. So we want to be testing different ways here. So obviously we have like search ads, side ads, in-stream ads. In-stream ads are probably the cheapest. That's where there's getting a lot of leverage these days. So then within different targeting, you can do custom placement. So putting them all your in-stream ads, selecting on certain videos, scraping them, getting all the relevant videos that your prospective potential customer would be watching. Different audiences, such as, people in market looking to buy. Also infinity, people that are in the market for a while. Also like remarketing. So whether it's people that visited your site, viewed another video of yours, or email list, and then even similar to audiences. So then, AdWords using their algorithm to find traits that are similar between these things and then make an audience out of those. And I did a whole video about how to target, which I'll leave a link to below, which you can check out on the same channel. And then of course the ad. The first thing they see is very important. For example, the other day I was working on a new funnel for a client, and he sent me a video that was 1 minute long, and he had about a 4-second ending of his website popped up at the end. And he wanted me to test that. And so all I did was add a slide at the end for an extra minute saying click here for mobile, click here for desktop, and added a specific call to action like get your free book, because it was for a free book offer, which plus shipping plus upsell, so it kind of went right to a paid offer. So I added that 1 minute, and the cost per customer was $90 on the one that only had 4 seconds, because then the ad goes away right away. It goes away, it goes right to the next video they're watching. So it didn't give the customer time to click or a specific call to action, just showed the website like .com, and then boom, it's done. Bam, it's over. Versus the other one was $30 per customer. So a lot cheaper, made it a lot more profitable. Just by adding that 1 minute slide at the end, saying click here for mobile, click here for desktop, and having a specific call to action and a little bit of line of scarcity, like only 1,000 books left, and then it went to the book offer. So this example went right to the paid offer. People always ask, do I go right to a sales page and sell something right away, or to a free offer? And it really depends on the context of the offer. I mean, for a book it was $6.95, so a paid offer in that case worked well, because it went right to paid offer. But if something bigger, maybe you want to do a free offer, I like to do sometimes a combination of both. So in my ad I'll say, click here for this free training. It's going to help you do this. You'll see case studies, you'll see this. And also if you want, there's a full course or a paid service as well. So I kind of like to do a combination of both of those. And then of course your free offer, you know, using all the influence factors, you know, social proof, you know, authority, reciprocity, scarcity, compare and contrast, etc. And, you know, using that stuff within the ad, using that stuff on your paid offer. Also then getting feedback is huge too. So, you know, if you can't see yourself first, you know, you can look and say, okay, where's the constraint if it's not profitable? Do we need a better ad? You know, where's the best time to spend the resources toward? Do we need, you know, a better free offer, a better landing page? Is the content for the free offer need to be better, or does the, you know, the sales page need to be better? You know, what needs to be better? You can look at all that, or you can have someone else, another person, because, you know, we're so in it, so close, and we think, oh, this ad is great, this is the best ad, and someone else watches it and is like, not really sure what you're even offering or what's the point, like why is this so good? So getting feedback from others to look at the ad and your funnel as well, that's huge as well to make this profitable. And then yeah, like small tweaks, tweaking small things can have huge results. So different ways of targeting, making sure your cost per click is cheap, but also, you know, you're really, you know, narrowing in on that person who's likely to buy. So a combination of those. So you want to be testing a few different of those, desktop, mobile, etc. Those different targeting options. Your ads, you want to be testing different, you know, ways, using all the best practices. Obviously, there's always a balance between getting it out and getting it done, and also making the best ad. And then, you know, your landing pages, you want to make sure they have, you know, all the best practices, testing different designs, layout, etc. Yes, question, Sarah.
Can you explain more what you meant by the slide you added at the ending?
Yeah, so literally just like a slide, like I made it in PowerPoint or Google Slides, and basically all it said was, I made a little thing that said click here for mobile, which is on top, and click here for desktop with the arrow pointing to the link that's going to show up on the in-stream ad. And then it said like get your free book, versus he just had a picture of a book and a website. So a specific call to action and exactly where to click, and a little bit of scarcity on there as well on this page, just like a slide. It shows up all at the same time. Plus 1 minute versus 4 seconds.
Giving them more time.
Yeah,
okay.
giving them time to click, because you're saying it this, like say if this was a video ad, right, and then you're watching it, you're engaged, and then, okay, see ya, and then video ends. Mm-hmm. A bunch of other videos show up, etc. in an organic way, you know, or if this was an ad, you know, boom, next video.
Right.
So, does that make sense?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Good question, yeah. That was huge, and yeah, proving it by data was good too. So yeah, throw a slide at the end. So yeah, just like a splash screen, ending screen, whatever you want to call it. I call it slides. I make it in PowerPoint, Google Slides. But yep. And then does it make sense? Like you want to be best practicing, feedback, balance between getting it all set, getting in there, testing it, version 1, but also improving, seeing where the constraint is, where can you improve, etc. And then the profitability. So then you can looking at these kind of like, you can start looking at like the small numbers, like your click-through rate, maybe your watch time of the video, how many people, you know, what percent.
How do you know what's good when you're first starting though? Like, okay, I'm looking at my click-through rate, well...
The end-all be-all is what you can pay for a customer. So let's say for SEO, right? So we make maybe $500 on that first month, right? Mm-hmm. So if we pay more than $500, then it's not profitable. We lose money. And then there's of course there's like advanced models where you can lose money, you know, the first month, like a loss leader. But I like to break even the first like time around right away, because then it's so hard to like, you'd have to like pause everything and then get the money back months later and then, you know, put it back in.
Right.
So yeah. So does that make sense? Like in the cost per customer and how much you make revenue is the main metric. But then you can start looking at these smaller metrics. Like, okay, let's say that we know like 1 in 10, you know, leads convert, right? So if one lead is $250, well, that's like a signal it's saying, well, this, even though we didn't get to like the break-even point of $500, we could say, well, if we just get 2 leads, if we're buying leads for $250, that's not going to work out, you know?
Right.
And also the quality of leads, looking at that too.
Right.
So you can look at like, so the end-all be-all is, yeah, do you break even once ever how much you get per revenue? So if it's a $100 product, you know, and you spent $150 or $101, then it's not profitable. And then every dollar after that, it's less likely to work, you know? Because yeah, you couldn't, you know, get to 120 and then get a customer, and then now it goes down to 60, or get 2 customers, so then it goes down to $60 per customer. But every dollar after that, like, it's going to be less likely to work, you know. So that's the first number you want to look at. And then, yeah, like click-through rate, how many people are opting in, quality of leads, maybe time on site, looking at all these different metrics to kind of have clues before you spend that money and say, oh, it didn't work, you know?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then do you know where to optimize first? Let's say you put up a funnel. And do you know, like, okay, is it my targeting, is it my ad, is it my free offer, is it my paid offer?
First, I would look at targeting.
That's a good one, yep.
To see if
Yeah, targeting can be huge, yep.
Yeah. See if it's,
Yep.
relatively
So have at least, like, maybe at least, like, 3 different ones. That way you can see, okay.
Right.
And then, yeah, maybe target as many as you can, yeah. You know, different videos.
Then I would kind of look at after that, the offer, the more going into the funnel, like,
yeah.
the ad, does the ad get my point across to the right
Yep.
people? Is it qualifying? Yep. Then I would probably look into, okay, if that seems good, the free offer, well, what am I even offering? Do they want that? Does it make sense then to lead that to the paid offer?
Right. Yep. Yeah, this whole thing is aligned. Yep.
Maybe an outside perspective if you're too in it.
Outside perspective is key. Yep. And yeah, that's an interesting one too. That I've been getting into more feedback because everyone always has, feedback.
Right.
So if you can get more feedback, the better, and then also take it with a grain of salt too, because like, sure, you could say,
ideally,
okay, my
ask
feedback
somebody in the
is...
same market, or not the same
ideally,
market.
yes. Your customers
prospect,
would be, someone who's really close to a prospect, or someone who can shut down their own beliefs and think like a prospect.
Right. Or even someone, like, say they want to lose weight, but it's a muscle-building product. Well, that person you could still ask, because it's like relatively same.
Right, yep. Yeah. And they can probably, think like it because they're just at least relative, but closer to it. Or when you're giving them feedback, say, hey, this is my customer. Right. They're like, this traits, that's why you
take it with a grain of salt, though, it's true, because you don't want to, if you showed it to the wrong person and they start telling you all this, you could get on
super sidetracked,
so.
But that's why if you have more, maybe like if you can get 10 people to give you feedback, you could look at it and say, okay, what's the commonality between everyone saying? Because someone could if you just do it to one person, they could say, well, this ad, this first sentence I didn't really like, or it's like...
Plus, if you're getting clicks, too, on the ad, okay, so the ad's doing okay then, and then people, you're like,
Right. Where's the constraint? And then you want feedback in that area.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then, constraint, too, is like...
they may not even be getting to the paid offer, so don't feedback quite yet.
And then prioritize that. So let's say, people are getting there, but this is not converting. Let's maybe focus on this. Or, no one's clicking the ad, let's focus on that, so where the constraint is, and then prioritize, because, in an ideal world, we could just be having someone, like, improving all this, and everyone's working perfectly together. But in most cases, like, you're going to be more segmented at first and say, okay, this is what we got. No one's clicking it. Let's focus on this. Or, you know what? This ad, we know it's somewhat good, but, just targeting, like, it doesn't seem to be resonating, so can we target more? Or, people are clicking it, they are taking the free offer, but no one's buying. Well, okay, what kind of people are we attracting? Maybe upstream, but also that paid offer. Is it making sense? Is it relevant? Can they get it right away? Is it kind of...
Because you can't always trust AdWords with targeting. Yes, they have these similar too, but you have to then verify that in a way. I know sometimes, like, we saw, like, kids' videos, which was a red flag to us.
So looking at the placements, getting rid of all those. Exactly. And also, that's why I like the placement way so well, because you're picking those videos one by one versus, AdWords, I want people that are all interested in market for SEO, SEM, or business professionals, Like, well, how do you know who gets put into that audience,
Right.
So it's good to test because, again, placement's only so many people watching those videos, so you have a way wider, but also it could be worse. Same with similar to. Now, they're just using their algorithm. What if everyone in your group likes dogs, so then the algorithm finds, dogs, people that like dogs, more people that like dogs, and have nothing to do with business or something, or whatever your product is.
Yeah.
So, placements, I would always say, is key, showing that. Those are a little more expensive because there's more people bidding on them, but that's kind of how it works. It's a little more expensive, and it's usually a good find. And then, similar to list, if you can find one, like, to your email list, if you have emails, that's a proven one. But test. Test all these little elements until you get it all right, dialed in, where it's making profit, and then you can increase the budget and scale. That's how you do it. Any questions, leave them in the comments below or contact me. And make sure to subscribe and like this video if you liked it, and we'll do more of these. This is Mike Piet and also Sarah Piet in the background. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. Later.